Welcome back. That was the president there giving his assurances as regards his recent policies and how it will benefit Nigerians. Last night, he spoke to the nation. Right now, I've been joined in the studio to speak on the state of the nation, what that speech entails, the ripple effects of the removal of subsidy, and other issues bothering the nation and the polity as we speak. To my right, I have Shamsudeen Abubakar Makolo. He is the spokesperson, APC North Central Progressives Forum. And to my left, I have Confidence Mbang. He's a legal practitioner. Good afternoon and welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you. All right, let's start with you, Mr. Shamsudeen. Very quickly, let's get your reaction to that speech there and to his statements about the policy he made from the very first day he got into office.
Well, if you listen properly to that speech, you know it's a very sound and intelligent speech. And it's a speech that has given direction and a little bit of comfort to Nigerians, knowing fully well that this administration has a direction where they are heading with the policies they've started with. For instance, talk about the fuel subsidy. Fuel subsidy has been marred with a lot of, corruption over the years. And all the contestants for 2023 presidential election, talking about the major contenders, talking about Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and himself, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, promised to remove the fuel subsidy immediately they get into office. So I think it's a welcome development. Yes, like he said in the speech, we are finding it very difficult, but I think going forward, we'll have a cause to rejoice.
All right, that's fair enough. The president said, is it $1 trillion or $1 billion, if I heard correctly, that has been saved already? I believe there were arguments before that no money was actually being saved. It was just we were no longer borrowing, but the president has made it clear. That being said, what's your take on the aftermath so far? And the fact that we still have the NLC saying, we're not impressed and we're still going ahead with our strike.
Okay, the removal of fuel subsidy by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it came like a shocker to Nigerians because we were not expecting it. I mean, we were expecting a situation where the government would have come in place for a period of short time and then make necessary preparations for that. But boom, we saw that, and then of course it came with mixed reactions. But then after some time, the State House owned up to that statement from His Excellency, and it has been so since then up to now. I must say that the removal of fuel subsidy, it's a welcome step. It's a bold step. I applaud the president for that because other successive administrations have attempted that, but to no avail. So taking that very bold decision and standing firm by it up to this point is, I'll say it's very welcome, and it shows that the man has a robust plan for the economy. But however, decisions are taken upon the bedrock of concrete preparations because you're dealing with humans. And so, of course, you can attest to the fact that two hours after that statement, the whole economy was rapidly changed. We saw the how the pump price skyrocketed immediately up to 610 naira or 617 naira now. Nigerians are not finding it easy since that time. And then, in respect of the aftermath of it, I'll say, as I've said, that we are not finding it easy, but like the president have always said, and I've said this morning, that it's a hard decision that we should all own up to it and try to you know, put ourselves together, because he has some programs coming, but those programs, how long will it take for them to be actualized? Because I read the national brokers containing 41 paragraphs, and the plans of His Excellency I saw from now till March 2024. Of course, I understand how administration works. It's not easy at all, because you can't just say, for instance, now I need 100,000 buses and it appears now. No, it's not done. But the government should look at a way of fast tracking these things. From now till March next year is too far. His Excellency should be looking at 60 days from now. Some things should be put in place to ameliorate the hardship, because it's too much. People barely go out these days, man. Have you come out in the streets of Abuja on Saturdays and Sundays? Practically dry because of all this, and it's telling on the, permit me to use this word, poor residing in urban areas more than the poor residing in rural areas. So I'll take a break for now.
We'll come back to you, but that, he's made some points there about the government's approach to things. What do you make of this, especially taking into other issues? Especially, he mentioned time. The issue of things could be done in 60 days instead of a couple of months from now. That, taking into account, that is also something that is evident in the issue of the ministerial list, where the president has just barely sent in the list and is not complete. So what's really going on with the party and the president, and do you think he still has everything in order?
Yeah, I'm quite sure the president has everything in order. And as for the ministerial list, you have to be sure of the kind of people you will do background check. Ab initio, he has the 36 or 42 list complete, but he had to take down some names. Even right now, some of the senators, some of these nominees still have issues, you know, about 4 of them at the National Assembly. So those are the things he's trying to avoid. It has political undertone, it has security undertone, it also has economic undertone. So something that has to do with, you know, ministerial position as well, you know, those are the people representing the 36 states of the Federation at the Federal Executive Council. So it's not a position that you just start picking people. It's not just, even normal employment, you'll have to screen people at your own level, despite the fact that they are going to screen them at the National Assembly.
But he did say you hit the ground running. We thought he had done all of this.
This is part of hitting the ground running. In this country, somebody came into office and spent almost 6 months before bringing his ministers. So,
but that was also your party.
Yeah, of course. People do things differently.
Okay.
So I'm telling you now that him producing it, though the constitution has been amended, compelling future presidents to present their ministers in 60 days.
All right. I'd like to respond to that and also speak on the issue of the NLC's response. But before that, one more question as regards our ministerial issue. You spoke about some names possibly being dropped as a result of vetting and so on. One of those names, rumored, reportedly, is the former Kano State Governor, Governor Kanoje.
Yeah.
It is now believed that he is in pole position to take over the leadership of the party. As a spokesperson of the North Central APC, what's your take on that? Especially because I've had other APC members here, and they always reiterated that the national chairman is from the North Central, the SGF, so everything is balanced. Is there an imbalance now?
You know, talking about that, there's serious imbalance. Serious imbalance in the sense that prior to the 2023 general election, there was a convention once it's anticipated that the national chairman is going to come from the south, the president will come from the north. If the president is coming from the south, the national chairman will come from the north. So, the zoning formula that took place before the 2023 presidential election, during the convention, the national chairman was zoned to North Central, and some of our stakeholders were not even happy with it because it's a tactic of barring the North Central from either aspiring from the position of the president or vice. And now, the national chairman from North Central, His Excellency Abla Adamu, has just left office. Rather than replacing him with another person from either of the state, even if it's not Nasarawa, either of the state from the North Central zone, now we are bringing His Excellency Umar Abdullah Ganduje from Kano to represent Abla Adamu from North Central.
But is it confirmed?
And it's no. It's not balanced at all. As it stands now, the national legal advisor of the party is from Northwest, Katsina. The national financial secretary is from Northwest, Jigawa. The national organizing secretary is from Northwest, Kebbi. The Speaker House of Reps is from Northwest, Kaduna. The Deputy Senate President is from Kano, Northwest. And now you are saying you're taking the national chairman of the party from North Central to the Northwest. I mean, that is not going down well with the North Central stakeholder at all. Because the North Central now is left empty. You don't tell us SGL is an appointee of the president. Besides, can he carry the pressure? Can only him carry the pressure of 6 states? Let me say 7, including FCT. Because all these appointments and zonings is based on having a block in a zone that will carry the party membership.
All right.
So the North Central stakeholders are not happy with the decision, and I think we'll do all they can to resist it.
All right, that's fair enough. Again, this is what people mention when they say, does the president have everything in order? Is he in, what's the word? Is he in the same direction as his party, or is he having some sort of tussle? But we'll talk more on that perhaps some other time. Let's get back to the issue of first subsidy removal. August 2nd, that's tomorrow, has been stated to be the day for the protest as regards this matter. We saw yesterday the Senate pleaded with the NLC to shelve it and so on and so forth, but it seems they are still set to go on. What's your take on that response?
Okay, thank you very much. In respect of the NLC planned strike, which is all over the news, if you trace from history, the emergence of fuel subsidy began in 1977, following the promulgation of the price control decree, and then it officially started in 1978 by General Olusegun Obasanjo, the then military head of state. And so when at the intervals of those military administrations, so many of them, the IBBs, the Abachas, in respect of this subsidy stock, they tried increasing pump prices, and it met with heavy protest. In fact, the most pronounced so far is Occupy Nigeria 2012, when Goodluck attempted to increase the prices of fuel from 65 naira to 138 to 250 naira. It was so hot. Now, to me, when I saw it, protest in respect of fuel subsidy is not new in Nigeria. I mean, protests and strike action, these are constitutional rights, although not expressly guaranteed, but they have international, regional, and national flavors, in the sense that the right to protest is drawn from the fundamental right to freedom of assembly, association, expression, speech, and the press. There are so many international statutes on that and laws. I will not want us to go into that. But for Nigeria, it is gleaned from Section 39 and 40, dealing with freedom or of the right to expression, speech, and assembly and association. Now, the protest does not mean the people are against the government. No, it is a way of communicating that a policy or a particular status quo should be changed for a better one. So NLC planned strike is not new in respect of fuel subsidy issues, and people, especially the people in government, they should not complain. Nobody should complain if NLC goes on strike.
But there is a particular complaint that I don't know if you can respond to. That the NLC, the labor unions, they all had a candidate in this election, and it is believed that that candidate was going to do the same thing that the current president is doing. And people are saying, if you supported a candidate that was going to remove fuel subsidy, why are you protesting against fuel subsidy?
Well, that'll be for them. I don't know if they adopted any candidate officially.
Yeah, with the Labour Party.
Okay, well, even if they had, then it would have been an affront on their integrity that if their candidate had emerged and done same thing, they'll just sit down quiet. It would have been an affront on their integrity. They ought to do what is to be done at every point in time. Who is occupying that seat should not be the problem of Nigerians. The matter is in the tribunal, and it will be settled. For now, we can't be lawless. We can't. So anybody that is there as the president should be, his policies should be cooperated with. And if it's not good enough, of course, like I said, they have the right to protest, and nobody in government should come out and say, why are they protesting? Why won't they protest when we, all of us, including myself, because we are all Nigerians that make up this polity. We should not complain because we have been robbing Peter since 1978 to pay Paul. So the mere fact that now Peter is no more, or Paul is no more being paid, does not mean Peter should keep quiet or keep mute. Peter can still talk.
All right, let me quickly get your thoughts then, Mr. Shamsudeen. What's your thoughts about the protest?
Yeah, this is a democratic nation. Protest is a welcome development. We've had series of protests in this country. So nobody will stop anybody from protesting. It's their right to protest. And the president that I know is a tolerant man, is a Democrat, and his doors are always open for negotiations. For me, I would toe the line of negotiation.
But they've been negotiating for quite a while.
Yes, they should keep doing more. They should do more of negotiations. I think that's the only way out. Because the economy as it stands now is very flexible. So the moment you go on strike now, you know what that means, you know. It will further jipple the negative effect, on the economy.
All right.
So,
we've run out of time. Perhaps some other time we'll start a little bit earlier so that we can really break down the issues. But as your closing statement, what are your would I say your advice to Nigerians? So what do you say to them now? Following what President TINUBU has said, what do you think? How do you think Nigerians should respond to this as regards the hardship?
Yeah, they should exercise patience. They should give him more time. Like I said earlier, at the end of it all, we'll all have the cause to rejoice, God willing.
All right, fair enough. Mr. Confidence.
Yes, my advice to Nigerians is that we should have hope on the present government, because from the strategies that are being exposed to be implemented, I think by the grace of God they will get it right. But then it is not every time that the patient dog eats the bone. So I'm pleading with the present government that the recommendations put forth are excellent, especially the SMEs, manufacturing sectors, the education, and the provision of buses. And please, the government should consult stakeholders too, stakeholders that are vast in economy. Other things should be subsidized. Education, forex, agriculture, all of that should be subsidized in order to caution the removal of subsidy from fuel. That is my way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Confidence. Thank you very much, Mr. Shamsudeen. It's been
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. I promise next time we'll have way more time to really break down the issues. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, we run out of time now. That's how we come to the end of the program for today. Don't forget to join us every weekday. The Polity reaches you live from Abuja, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. See you tomorrow. Bye for now. I am Amadin Ogbewe.